What's up, guys? How's it going? And we finally have the confirmation that Daniel Suarez will go full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series for Gaunt Brothers Racing in that number 96 Toyota. Finally, after it's been alluded to and rumored for so long, we finally know where Daniel Suarez will be in the 2020 season. Now, since he won a pole last year for Stewart-Haas Racing, he is eligible for the Clash, but that team, after this confirmation happening just now, not many weeks from Daytona, they have decided not to do the Clash and just to focus on the Daytona 500, which, since they do not have a charter, they are not locked into. So they will either have to make it in on speed or race their way in on the duel. But Daniel Suarez sounds very confident in his car to make it into the Daytona 500 and all of the other races. He also said that since they do not have a charter, they are working on a charter. And this means that Daniel Suarez is back with Toyota. Sponsorship will come from Coca-Cola and the mother company of Eris and Ruckus. But Eris itself won't be on the car. So, yeah, and Toyota will also be a sponsor for him as well. Now, we have some more news to go over. The halfway mark of the race will mark the end of the race if rain comes, or whichever is first. So it could either be the end of stage 2 or the halfway mark. Whichever comes first is the end of the race if rain were to come. And also, NASCAR is shortening the final stage lengths for 16 races. In March, they're apparently going to do test 2 next-gen cars. No drivers announced, no track announced. That was just very vague. That's what they said they were going to do. And that tomorrow they will have a meeting with manufacturers about the electricity and the new engines that could possibly come in at the earliest 2022, but possibly in 2023 as well. Rowdy Energy will debut tomorrow. That can only be purchased online so far. That's Kyle Busch's new energy drink, which completely severs the ties with Kyle Busch and Monster Energy. The Triple Truck Challenge will no longer have limitations on drivers that are not full-time, which made Biffle not eligible for it, but they will allow people like Biffle to be eligible for that money now. NASCAR has decided to use the 14-turn road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Xfinity Series race there on July 4th, the course that the IndyCars race on. So, yeah, that was the one I wanted. The other one was a 12-turn one. I like this one better, so that's nice to see, at least for me. Miller Lite will be the primary on Brad Keselowski's All-Star car, and they will be an associate sponsor for him on other races, but that is the only primary they will have for him in 2020. Brendan Gaughan, this is Brendan Gaughan's last season. He will do all 4 super speedway races, both Daytonas, both Talladegas. He will try to make his way into the Daytona 500 in all of the races, since that team's not full-time and they obviously don't have a charter. The Fox booth will be going back to 2 commentators since DW left. It's just Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon. That is it. Kaz Grala has been re-signed to Richard Childress Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for a part-time schedule with Anthony Alfredo and Myatt Snyder. No sponsorships or sponsors have been announced. Speedy Cash and Sitgard have both been re-signed and are going to be back on the 38 car for Front Row Motorsports of John Hunter Nemechek. Sitgard will be on 5 races and Speedy Cash will be on many. Sitgard will be the Daytona 500. CMI Racing has announced they will do the first 5 races with Ray Ciccarelli, like they have did for quite a while, but they may do more if they get the chance. UniFirst has switched over from William Byron now to Chase Elliott. He will have that as a primary for 3 races: Phoenix in the spring, the All-Star race, and Vegas in the fall. Tate Fogelman has announced that he will be full-time in the NASCAR Gainer RV and Outdoors Truck Series in the number 02 Chevrolet Silverado for Young's Motorsports. That means that Tyler Dipp will not be there. He will be focusing on late model local track races. Myatt Snyder, who will be part-time for RCR in the 21 car in the Xfinity Series, with Tax Slayer as a sponsor. Will also be going part-time for RSS Racing in that number 93 with Superior Essex as the sponsor. That means with both of those teams combined, he'll be doing both teams. That means he will do roughly 20 races this season in the Xfinity Series. John Ray has died, unfortunately. He was at Talladega, the big truck driver with the American flag on the back, so that's sad to see there. MotoGP has signed a deal with NBC Sports to be on their channels. I have no idea what that is, but okay, that's good. More motorsports. That shows that NBC is really the motorsports channel. Andy Street will be the crew chief for the number 21 Xfinity car for RCR, having Kaz Grala, Anthony Alfredo, and Myatt Snyder. He was with RCR since 2003, 16 years, and that RCR says they're proud to take talent from within to build it on them, and that will be his first crew chiefing role besides like one race at Richmond with that 21 Xfinity car for RCR. Mason Massey will be going part-time in the Xfinity Series for BJ McLeod Motorsports. 19 races, in fact, in that number 99. BJ McLeod Motorsports will be racing 3 full-time cars. Full-time in 78 will be Vinnie Miller. Full-time in the 5 will be Matt Mills, and part-time drivers in that 99, but Mason Massey will be most of them for the 19 races. Jeffrey Earnhardt and his JPI are working on finding sponsorship for a ride in 2020. Nothing announced, but hopefully he can find a good competitive ride because you need money to race these days, honestly. Sheamus, WWE Superstar Champion, will be the honorary pace car driver for the Daytona 500. Chris Cockrum will be doing the 3 super speedway races for his own team in that number 25. Hopefully can do more if he could find the sponsorship to do it. Got both top 20s in the 2 races he did last year, so that's great to see for his own team, and Joe Williams will be the crew chief of that number 02 Xfinity Series car for Our Motorsports with Andy Seuss as the primary driver. They will have some others as well. So that is basically all the news we have to go over today. I really appreciate all you guys watching. Finally, Daniel Suarez announced his 2020 plans, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.